What's going on, guys? Got Kwasi here for Kwasi Media Network and Kwasi Animation Studio. You know what we're talking about today? Yeah, we're talking about it. We are going to talk about more F curves. Yep. so, one of the things I wanted to do was something basic. Okay. So basically, I already plotted out the entire uh, animation already. So we'll play that back real quick.
There's a strip club not too far from here.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna work with the actual curves in the graph editor. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to graph. And since we already know that he's already here, we're gonna go ahead and go in and play with that. So yeah. So what I did here was I created a new bone layer for just the neck and the head, but also left the rest of the body in its own what's the layer. I'm sorry, I couldn't think of words. So just like we have the mouth on one layer, the eyelids on one layer, and the eyebrows on one layer. So I have the neck on one layer. So we're gonna deal with the neck and the head. So right now we're gonna click the neck. Let me turn this to only the one we're doing. And I believe that that's set up. Yep, okay. So when I click the bone, go in here, open it up. All right. So I already know from the beginning of this that we're looking at this lean to the side. So let me go to the front. Let me go into the camera view. All right. So I don't want the camera to move, so that's good. So if I click something, it doesn't mess it up. All right. So here we see that it moves to the left. All right. So I know I need to do this on the Z. That's for this particular bone, or action rather. So it's moving here. So I just want these three keyframes. So now let's play with that real quick. All right. So now what I'm doing here to move this is holding down control and then middle mouse button, and I can push it up and down or go left to right. Okay. That's how I'm doing that. Control, middle mouse button, and I can do that in here. Now over here, down here in your action editor or dope sheet, you can't do the up and down, but you can do the left to right if you hold control. All right. Instead of just scrolling with the mouse wheel, you just hit it and you can have far more control over it at a faster rate of speed. Okay. So for these, I'm going to hit V and I'm going to free them. All right. So this first one, I'm probably going to vector it just to see how it works.
It's a strip club.
Yeah, that's fine. I like that. So here I wanted to kind of bounce a little bit. So I'm going to select this key and then select that handle. You can't, for some reason, you can't just do this. It doesn't work. So you have to select it and then select the handle. All right, so I'm gonna find the spacing for it that I want. And just play with it a little bit. And this is about getting the keys to a point of smoothness that you want. So I'm gonna turn off the overlay.
It's a strip club not too far from here.
All right, so I think that's not bad. Yeah, so now let's look at the Y, because I see that he's turning his head a certain way. So we catch these three keyframes. Same thing. I'm going to do these three. I'm going to free them. I may go ahead and vector the first one, and again hit V to get your handle type. So the set keyframe handle type. All right. So I know it's turning. Head's turning slightly here, but I see right here is where that bobbing is going. Right here, like I'm sorry, right here is where it's at. I think that's funny that that's working like that. Matter of fact, I think that's the head bone. Yeah, that's the head bone instead. I'm sorry. Let's go to the head, click Y, select everything, hit the period key. All right, it's coming here. All right, period key on the numpad, that is. All right, so we just want these three. All right, and I'm gonna hit V and free. All right, so this one and this one. So what I want to do is I'm thinking about hitting S to scale and X to make it wider, and then here I'm gonna click this handle and pull it out a little bit. Same thing over here. Just want to see this one. All right, so even though it's moving that way, I'm gonna go over a frame. All right. All right, cool. Yeah, that's a little bit better. All right, so let's do this. See it from the beginning. So it's like boom, boom. So that transition there is the one that I want to fix. Let's go back A-frame.
Strip club not too far from you. Strip club not too far from
All right, go to the neck. So I see. There's nothing there for that. So one. Okay, there we go. So I'll traverse the head, the neck with it a little. Make it loose. There we go. That's a lot better. So since we did that on the neck, come back. I think that's free also, right? Is this one free? Nope. All right. Gonna select them. Push this one down a little bit more. Same thing here. This one should be free. Nope, it is not. Alright, so free is so the handles are free. Okay, so I'm gonna take the same one. Scale X. And go back to the beginning. Alright, so I haven't done the body, I'm working on the head. That's why his arm is still out. But I'm just showing you this is what you would usually do when you want to clean up animations and make them look a little smoother or lay them out some. Now I know you might say, well, it's still a little janky to me. That's because you're trying to see it from the eyes of looking at cartoony animation or caricature animation. And that animation style is for what it is. I mean, so I'm not doing a caricature style animation. I want it to be like if a guy is talking to you and you just see him turn his head. If you just look at someone talk right now, like go look at a TV show, whatever. When you see them, they don't swoop and swoosh and dip and fly and all that stuff or stretch out. You just turn their head, and they might turn it fast, so they move the hand so fast you can barely see the movement, but you can notice the movement because of the blur or the motion blur, so to speak, that your eyes create. So it's like, yeah, all right. So I think that's good for that. So now. So I want to do something now with the arm, with the shoulders or whatnot. So come back in, come back in here. All right, so we know that these need to be grabbed. I need this arm to go back down. So I'm gonna pick all of this. Just hit C. You want to control select something, hit C. All right. Now again, if you're using like something like the Blender 2.93, no, Blender 3.0. I'm not sure if that changed or not because I was using it and I had to go and switch out my right and left click. I still right click, I don't left click. So I had to go in and switch it. And the best way to do is go into preferences, edit preferences. And I want to say it's interface. I could be wrong. I'm trying to remember where it's at. Pardon me, because it's not like I do this all the time. Is it under editing? Trying to remember where it's at, so don't burn me at the stake. Okay. No, key map. I'm sorry. So it's in the key mapping. So when you go into key mapping, see left, right. So I don't left click, I right click. So then you can go in and you can change what does what. Okay. And then you can even like if you want to select something for your spacebar action. What you wanted to do search tools or play. I want mine to play because I hit F3 to do my search. So if I come in here and hit F3, it gives me my search. All right. Okay, so this when I click something, I want to click it with the right click because I started doing it. I didn't see the point in changing it up. I get that they were trying to like suit people that were used to that, but yeah. So depending on your click, your other menus might change. Not completely 100% sure. All right, so with that being said, I want him to say certain stuff. I want him to get to a certain point, but I want that arm to come down. Again, pose libraries play a big part. So let me go ahead and make sure there's nothing in here I need to purge. Okay, so what is it? Is it the rest pose? Because I don't have his previous pose in here. This goes to the sitting pose. All right. Okay, so now I come in here and yeah, that'll work. Oof, that went too far. So again, I'm just setting it up to get hands back in his lap again. All right, this is the left on this model. This is the left hand. All right. All right, cool. So now that I want to get this, I want his hand to be a little bit more formed. So I'm coming in and cut all that off. Let's see, I grab the whole thumb. Yep. All right, so then I go into my hand gestures and I'm gonna go to this one. All right, here we go. Go back to the hand. And pull it back up some. All right, cool. So now I already know I'm gonna have to adjust this. That's another thing I think is weird, how far his arm was twisted. Like, that's the part it was too far twisted. But anyway. All right, so let's go back in the camera view, turn off all of the gizmos.
It's a strip club not too far from here. It's a strip club not too far from here. Strip club not too.
Okay, right here, I'm going to select those same parts again. And so I'm going to hit I, because again, we're going to still deal with the graph editor. So when he goes to look, I want him to stretch his hand out. So again, go to another, we're going to still be doing pose library. All right. So in this case, since I don't have anything that's going to put his arm in the air, any other pose libraries to do that, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to select this and I'm going to hit Alt R. Same thing for this, Alt R. Okay. So once I do that, now I'm going to go and select those two and I'll bring it down. Alrighty then, same thing here. I'm gonna adjust, I'm gonna hit RY. This way I don't have to keep fighting. Okay, so I see now I need to do this. Alright, and then his hand is being all weird. So let's click the hand and I'm gonna go I, location rotation. I'm gonna select this one so I can see where the last place was. It was 30. So now I'm gonna deselect it. I use hit C and then deselect with middle mouse button. All right, so now I want him to point. So we're gonna go point left. So the wrist didn't have any control in it. That's weird. Is this one? Nope, this left. Okay, well, let's go fist. All right, now point left. There we go. Okay, so now I come over here, goes back to the hand again. Let's go into the camera. Yeah, because even though he's not looking, I still want it to look a certain way. All right, there we go. Let's see how fast it is.
It's a strip club not too far from here.
All right, so I feel like I could. Okay. I got a little excited just then because of how it looked. Let's put it up. All right, select everything. All right, roll back a little bit. Gonna find a different. All right, so his hand clips right here. I don't want that. All right. All right, so this one. And as he turns his head back, we'll have him put his hands and stuff back where they come from. Again, C select. All right, and I'll go back to the one I had a second ago. All right, then. So some of this is going to still be flexing out. So I think the best thing to do is select all of this and give myself a space for it. All right, there we go. Go back in.
It's a strip club not too far from here. It's a strip club not too far from here.
I just love it, man. All right.
Club not too far from here. It's a strip club not too far from here.
All right, so yeah. Okay, so now let's work on those parts. So I want to go ahead and grab the hand. Again, we're gonna grab everything and I'm gonna come in and do that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get just the parts that I need, which is X, Y, Z. And then I'm going to hit F free. And why is because I mean V free, not F free. So hit V and then hit free. Reason why I want to do that is because if I want to vector it, I still just hit V and go down to vector it or automatic clamp. All right. So I'm not clamping automatically on this because I'm just dealing with just the hand. All right, so I'll click the hand, even though I just did the arm. I just did the arm, which is cool, So we're gonna free it. So now I know that there's a Z right here that I want to play with. So I'm gonna come in here and grab these. Get in tight. All right. So I'm gonna push this down a little to break it. Just give it a little bit of a curve, more of a roundness. All right. And I feel like this one's not trying to play. Same thing here. Push it back some, and it's a little better, but not completely. All right, let's see what I get.
It's a strip club.
Yeah, I like that. That's a little better. All right. And of course, come like right about here. I may have led that up too far, but yeah. These are the things that I'm doing for, you know, when I'm doing my shows or whatnot. Well, now I am. At first I wasn't. All right, so you could look at his wrist here. All right, so it's a little smoother. Yeah, all right. So now let's deal with the arm, which is over here. So it would be arm 2. All right. And since I freed everyone, let me go back. So I know it's rotating here. This is, I want to say that's on the X. Is that the X? One way to find out. Yeah, it's on the X. So I'll, for the sake of giving them like a little bit of motion, bring this in some and down. All right. So you can see how it sort of curves a little here. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm going to vector this one. So hit V and go to vector. All right. Which changes the dynamic a little bit. So yeah. All right. So when we turn this off and we look at the playback on it.
It's a strip club not too far from here. It's a strip club not too far from here. It's a strip club not too far from here. It's a strip club not too far from here.
Yeah. So that's pretty much how you do that. Let's check our time. 17 minutes. All right, so I think in 17 minutes, I pretty much showed you a way to go about playing with it. So now again, remember, right here is, it starts to come up. So let's go to the Y right here. I want to look at something. So here, it starts to, it's a real quick pop-up, right? Because that's what's keeping it from bleeding through his leg. And right here starts to go down again. So I just want to add like a little bit of a help to it. That's really what I'm doing here. Oh, I messed it up. Okay. I think I want to bring this lower one. Oh, let's do this instead. Yeah.
Too far from here.
Yeah, you see how it kind of turned a little bit?
Not too far from here.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. All right, so now I have arm 1 action I want to do. Come in. All right, same thing. Click XYZ. V free, because I like to have a free piece. All right, so that part I'm not really too much tripping on. Right here. I don't think I need to mess with any of this. I think that's pretty good. I do want to do something with the Z right here though. These 3. Well, I mean 2 right here. Put that up a little. There we go. Again, it's like little small stuff. And I know some people will be like, well, you know, you could do this or you could do that. I'm like, yeah, I could, but I'm not. All right. Simple as that. Not because I'm being ugly, it's just like Some stuff is just not that complicated. All right, I'm gonna give this one a vector. All right. Let's see what we got now.
It's a strip club not too far from here. It's a strip club not too far from here. It's a strip club not too far.
And you see how fast that hand whips over now when it comes down? So it's like right here. Because the arm is too far twisted, so it's twisting all the way around. All right, so there we go, y'all. That's the breakdown of said video, and I think right here will be my shot. See what it looks like if I hit F12. I love it. Okay, so with that being said, man, number love. See y'all later. I hope this helps somebody.